Good morning, Stampers. It is Wednesday, so that means it's time for Facebook Live again, and hope everyone is having a great week so far. Life in the studio is fun and great here too. So today we're going to talk about the Lily Impressions Designer Series paper, and I've got some fun samples for you and things like that. So good morning, Rebecca. Good to see you too. I gotta check your stuff. I forgot to do that when I got home today. Or yesterday. So Lily Impressions paper, it is fun, but it is really busy, and so I've got some fun ways to work with that, and I do apologize for the noise, the background noise here. Usually I try to shut my my pellet stove off so that the noise is not quite as bad, but it's so cold out today. I thought, I completely forgot about shutting it down. So it will shut off. I did turn it down, and hopefully it won't be quite so distracting. So I don't know. I hope everybody is having a great week and everybody gets to do some stamping. I don't know what happened to my studio this morning. I know it's freezing. And my poor yard is just an ice rink. All the sun melted all of the snow, and so it is looking really bad. So hopefully by this weekend. Good morning, Ruby. Good to see you too. Did you guys get a lot of snow this past week? I know some people were saying up in the northern part. Good morning, Amanda. Good to see you too. So anyways, we will get right going. I don't know if you can see my studio, but it totally blew up this week. I had it all nice. I know, surprising. I had it all nice and clean and for my group meeting on Tuesday, and everybody's like, oh, it looks so nice. I don't know what happened, but I am working on about a 3-foot square here on my desk, and it just blew up. And I wasn't even in here. I worked this weekend, so I don't know what happened. So this afternoon, that is what I am going to be working on. So let's flip you guys around and get you started with some cute stuff. It's so good. All right, let's flip you around. Let me know if you have questions. Say hello. All righty. So first and foremost, Ruby, not too bad in drifting. Yeah, we had some drifting, but it's actually gorgeously sunny today. So hopefully maybe the sun is intense enough to melt some of that ice. So, okay, so let's talk about Paper Pumpkin. My Paper Pumpkin came yesterday, and remember, this is that the kit that comes to your mail. It comes in your mail once a month, or you can do 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, a year. So this is really fun. So little magic that comes to your mailbox once a month. So this was Paper Pumpkin. It came yesterday. Hey, good morning, Kim. Thanks for joining me. So this came yesterday, and I have 2 kits left. I've sold out all of my extras. I've got 2 left. So if anybody wants one, please, please, please let me know as soon as possible, because they are awesome. So let's show you what's in this kit. So with tax and shipping, it comes to $22, and what it is, here's a cute little stamp set. This one is meant to coordinate with the happy birthday to you from the celebration celebration offering. So the flower is just gorgeous. It's got some nice sayings, lovely, congratulations, have a lovely birthday, you're a great reason to celebrate, wishes, and then this cake, this stamps the cake. Hey, good morning, Evie, good to see you too. So this is the stamp set that came with the Paper Pumpkin. It came with Rococo Rose stamping spot. Let me show you the cards. I did not make any variations because I loved them exactly the way they are. You have envelopes, nice envelopes, not just plain old white ones, but then you also have enough cardstock to make 9 cards. This is the first one. Isn't that pretty? Here is the second one. Again, gorgeous. And the third one. I think this one just begs to be a shaker card. So again, you get 3 of each of them in your Paper Pumpkin. So if anybody wants one of these sets, please let me know, because I only have 2 left, and they are amazing. Just love them. So that was the Paper Pumpkin. And for those of you that are already subscribers, don't forget, if you want to refill, those become available the mid part of the month, and I will let you know when that happens. So all right, let's move on to some fun stuff. That was Paper Pumpkin. Oh, don't forget, next Saturday is my bingo class. It's $35. We play 6 games of bingo, lots of prizes. We do 3 make and takes, and you get an awesome gift. So again, next Saturday, bingo. you can sign up on stinkingcutecards.com in the calendar events. I only have a couple spots left for that one too, so sign up right away. Okay, lily pad impressions. The reason I was, this is the, does it come with the banner stamp? I see it on the card, but didn't notice it in the stamp set. The banner, those, you know, that's not a stamp, Rebecca, those are actual, those are labels that came with the kit. So there's plenty of them there, in the stamp, in the packet. So, but yeah, wouldn't that be fun to have a nice little banner stamp like that? There's something similar in the coordinations flyer. I don't have one of those at my fingertips right here. There's something similar in the one that goes with those flowers. So I can show you that next Saturday. So, okay, so Lily Impressions paper. This is one of our celebration offerings, and it is fun, but it is in your face. But it, you know, that can be okay. So I've got some great ways to use this paper. So this one, love that one. And let's see, what else do we have in here? I've used up a fair amount of it. That one is fun. And let's see what else. There should be 6 different sheets in here. Right, well, anyways, some cool stuff. Here's another one. So it is fun. It's very busy, but fun. So it's got a nice Lily Impressions, you know, kind of a watercolor Monet look on one side. And then on the back side, it's got some either, it looks like painting, you know, some canvasy looks, as well as some painting technique. I don't know what that's called. Paletting, I don't know. So yeah, it's fun, but it is really intense. So let me show you some of the cards that I have used, have made using that paper, just to kind of, I'm using the paper as well as the stamp set and the dies. So this was the first one. This was a card. Let me take this away so it's not so. So this was a card that we did for, I did this card for my Take 3 this week. So again, this one is very similar to this one. But again, I just changed the colors to match the paper. But as you'll notice, it's got just a little strip of this. So again, that intensity, or that, you know, the busyness of that paper is kind of toned down by that big piece of Bermuda Bay there. So that is, you know, one way to use it. Just maybe don't use quite as much. Again, this one is just a little piece on the bottom. So isn't that fun too? Very cool. Hey, good morning, Chantel. Good morning, Jennifer. Thanks for stopping in. So this one was my Take 3 from last month. And what I did is I used the paper, but I kept the focal points, you know, the solid flowers as more of the focal point. So again, I felt it kind of toned down that paper a little bit. Same thing with this one. This is a card that we did for class and at my Galentine's retreat. Again, I just used just a little strip of it because again, it's busy and it's intense. So I just, you know, used this as the focal point instead of the paper. Because sometimes I feel like the paper competes with the image, and so I tried to minimize that a little bit. Now this one, I let the paper talk all it wanted. So this one is pretty, we call it a clown card because it is all clown. It is there. It's a little shaker card. I use that umbrella set, so that's kind of fun, but it is busy. So also, I chose to use, this is a layout from class this week. This is the reverse side of that paper, and I used it to make a real cute little page. But again, I chose the less intense side of the designer paper. So we were talking about, I'm in a group with a couple of demonstrators that, you know, help me run my business and train my downline and things like that. We work really well together. So we were talking about this designer paper this morning, and that's why I started playing with it again. So this is a card that I did this morning using the stamp set called Butterfly Wings, and it is in the regular catalog. But again, I chose to keep the focal point as white and let the paper just kind of sit in the background. Loved this. I have some little tips to share with you for this Butterfly Wishes. But so you can see how intense the paper is. And I chose to do kind of tone down the paper on this one. This one is the Highland Heather straight stamping. This one, I chose to kind of tone down the paper by adding some the Stitch So Sweetly die in the background. So again, it kind of, the focal point isn't the paper, you know, the focal point is definitely in the front. So I used the Memento pads there, and I used the blends. I used both the light Let's see, this is the light purple posy and the light Highland Heather to kind of color that in, as well as the Granny Apple Green. So you can kind of see how, you know, that's fun, but it is still pretty busy. So let me show you a trick. If this is too much for you, let me show you what it looks like when you, let me grab it here, kids. Okay, so this is the start of it, right? This is what we did. Now watch what it looks like when you simply add a piece of vellum. It totally tones that down and gives it a completely different look. I mean, look at that. But again, both of them are equally beautiful, but it's more, you know, kind of the look or the saying of the card. So let me show you, you know, how quick and easy this card is, because I'm all about quick and easy. This is the, like I said, this is the Highland Heather, kind of one of my favorite colors. I have always been a purple girl. When I was growing up, that was my favorite color. It seems like I've kind of moved over to green as my favorite color, but purple is definitely one of my favorites. So this Highland Heather is totally up my alley. I think the first colors that I picked when I just started 20 years ago, the 4 colors that I chose were Lovely Lilac, and Almost Amethyst. Love those. And I did Mossy Meadow and Old Olive. So again, you can kind of see the palette that I love. I mean, Pear Pizzazz and Old Olive are 2 that I use, as well as this Blackberry Bliss and Highland Heather are some of my favorites. So, all right. So let's show you how quick and easy. Oop, I glued this down. Oh, well, we'll leave that on there. But I'm going to show you how to do this piece right here. Okay, so I chose to use the Sahara Sand because I wanted it to look, you know, kind of subtle. Again, that was the look I was going for. You know me, I'm subtle like a ton of bricks, but on occasion I do need subtle. So let's stamp that right here. Oh, so pretty. Now let me show you something too. Okay, that's pretty dark. If you take your bone folder and just frost the top of your pad, what it's doing is pushing some of that color down further into the pad. And especially with these realistic stamps, I've forgotten the name of them right now, but all right, now watch. I mean, can you see the difference? Just by frosting it, it's not quite too intense, but yeah. So we're gonna use this one. I want to stamp both my butterfly and my flower. And I'm going to use the ink pads. I'm going to use Highland Heather, Lovely Lipstick. Don't forget Lovely Lipstick is retiring. So you guys, if this is a color that you want, make sure that you've stocked up on the re-anchor and the cardstock because they are gorgeous. Okay, so I'm just going to use the the aqua painter here, and we're going to watercolor. Again, I'm not, you know, kind of like a paper. It doesn't have to be perfect, and you don't have to be an awesome colorist because that's kind of the look that we're going with. Okay, adding the same thing here. Toot, toot, toot. Anybody got plans to do some stamping this weekend? I'm hoping to sneak out here. Saturday, I promised Ella, she's grown so much in the last half a year that she's grown out of all of her clothes. So I promised, I know, I'd rather almost have a root canal than take her shopping. But I promised her that I would take her shopping. She needs new clothes. Her room is almost done, so we need to get some curtains and things like that in there too. So I'm going shopping this weekend, you know. Wish me luck. Ugh. Like I said, I think I'd rather have a root canal. I hate shopping. Oh, good morning, Carol. Good morning, Renee. Good to see you guys. Okay, so these are, I just quickly watercolored it. Oh, I gotta put my greens on there. Sorry about that. Let's add our green leaves. So, oh, that's bright. Whee! All right, so there we go. This is how quick this goes together. All right, so let me show you. This is the Butterfly Duet punch. That baby is going to punch this fun little butterfly out. How cute is that? I have a little saying here that says, "It was a perfect day because of you."
And again, if you like this video, share it. Somebody is going to get one of these with 2 tickets to the expo. So I have 2 left. So that is that. Now watch this. I did a card with using the stamp set for my rewards club a couple months ago. I hate cutting that out. I mean, I don't mind fussy cutting, but this was a pain. So watch this. This is the, let me show you. This is in the celebration flyer, and it is on page, oops. It is on page 13. See that? Haha. It coordinates with this lovely Thoughtful Balloon stamp set, which I love. This one is free with a $100 order, but don't forget that it will be available in the next catalog as well. So this is why you need this punch, and decide whether or not you want to buy it or get it for free. Because watch this. It's not perfect, but good gravy, it is way easier than scissoring that out. I mean, right? Totally way easier. So then when you put it on vellum and add it to your card, it looks like that. So that is fun. You could add rhinestones. You could have add these fun clear jewels. I got all kinds of fun things. In my paper pumpkin, I can't find it right at the moment. What a surprise. Oh, here they are. In my paper pumpkin, I have extra sequins that came this month. I mean, how cute would that be on there? Sequins always are great. Watch. See, we could put a couple of those on. I mean, I am ready for spring. I don't care that it's minus, 5, it was 5 degrees this morning. I'm ready for spring, and let's move on to these cute little butterflies. So again, thank you for joining me today. Good morning, Darla. Leave me a note if you're catching me on replay, and thank you so much for joining me today. Have a great day. Stamp something fun, and make sure you like or share my video, because I will send this to someone. Renee, good morning. Do you find you use your aqua painters more than the blender pens? I use my aqua painter more than I use my blender pens, but I have found that I use the stamping blends, the our version of the alcohol markers, the most. I just like that intensity, because you know me, I'm subtle like a ton of bricks. But I would say I probably use my blends the most, then my aqua painter, and then the blender pens. And maybe the reason I don't use my blender pens, that's this one, because I find that in my class they get dried out, and in my classes, so I don't know. I should probably just keep one for myself, and so I find that it's maybe it's just because it's a little harder to use or find one that actually looks good. Oh, and now that I'm ready to wrap it up, the stove goes off. Wouldn't you know it? So yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So I do use the blends a lot. Our Stampin' Blends, these are awesome. I keep them in a big stamp case. That's the way I usually store them. I love them. I absolutely love them. They blend nicely. But again, I do use my aqua painter a lot too. So I guess it kind of depends on, aqua painters are cheaper, just because you buy, one pack and you can use them for every single color, but, the blends work really, really well. So thanks again, kids, and we will chat soon. Toodles.